Alrighty, what's happening? We are going to do a quick video today on grafting trees, fruit trees. Basically what that means is you can cut branches from your fruit tree and you can graft on different varieties. So you can take a pear, let's say it's a red pear, and you can cut a branch off and you can put it on a regular golden pear, and then you'll have two different types of pear growing on one tree, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you guys how we do that really quick, just some different ways. Alrighty, so real quick, here is the grafting rootstock. So basically what that is when you get trees, let's say at Lowe's or Home Depot, most of the time they're going to be grafted. So when you plant your tree in the ground, you'll get suckers from the rootstock that come up in the springtime, and you can actually cut those off, and I put some root hormone on them, and then I go ahead and just stick them inside some moist sand. And if you pull some off that already have some roots on it, you can plant it in some good nice soil. And you can see up here I've already grafted on some old apple tree. There's like a 100-year-old apple tree in the neighborhood, and I took some cuttings and went ahead and grafted that on to the apple rootstock from our orchard. So let's go out to the field. I'm going to show you what those suckers look like that you chop off. Here's a dwarf peach, and you can see, let me get over here, it'll be a little bit easier. You can see, here's the peach tree, okay? Down below are these little suckers right here that are growing. These guys, these are from the grafted rootstock. So you can actually chop those guys off, put some root hormone on there, and then go ahead and plant them. In the next year you'll have a miniature tree that you can chop and graft, like I'm going to show you in the greenhouse right now, and get some good fruit off. Here's an example right over here of a pear that I just did this morning. We got our pear tree right here. You can see it right here. And basically over here, you can see the old pear right there, right here. This is the old pear branch, and this is the new pear branch. That's a different variety from what we have here on the homestead. As you can even tell, it's a different color. It's really green, and the original pear tree is kind of a purpley pinkish color. So you can do stuff like that, which is fun because you get two different varieties of trees, like I said, on one. Another one that I did, this is a cherry tree, and I got a cherry from out front. I think these are red cherries, and these are like orange cherries. So we're gonna get some different fruit there this year, which will be nice too. This is what happens when you have a sick tree. You guys are probably wondering what all the paint is too. Out where we are, it gets really hot in the summertime and cold in the winter. So it's good to paint up to the first branches of the tree, so it'll help retain the moisture in the tree and also help with it from freezing in the winter time. But this was a cherry tree that was really sick and pretty much died. The people who had the house before we moved here didn't take care of a lot of this orchard here on the property, so I've been trying to rejuvenate everything. But I went ahead and grafted in two branches from that cherry tree that I just showed you guys over there. So we'll see these guys pop up hopefully this year, and we'll have a fresh new tree on this giant rootstock that's under here. It's much better to do that than rip the whole tree out. You might as well use the roots that are already there, and you'll get a lot more rapid growth. I'll show you guys this though in the chicken coop really quick. It's pretty cool. It's getting to be warm out already, and we got tons. Look at all these flowers on this peach tree. Like, it is crazy. There are thousands of flowers getting ready to go. And you always got Mrs. and Mr. Turkman. All right, we got a little bit off track, but we're getting back to this, walking up to the greenhouse. Alrighty, here we go. So we have a pear rootstock that I got from outside. You can see it right here. If it's too hard to see, I don't know what to tell you. And then what we have is, this is called scion wood. So this is basically a branch that grew in the springtime, and you can chop it off and you can save it, you can refrigerate it, whatever, as long as you keep it a little bit moist. Wrap it up in some plastic, and what you want to do is you want to choose a branch that is about the same thickness of the actual tree. So I'm feeling like this guy right here is pretty good. So let's say I were to cut this right here, then I would cut this right here, and they'll line up. So I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. Okay, so we chose that area about right here. And what you want to do is you want to take a fresh, clean razor blade. You want to make sure all your tools are clean. Here, let me actually move it up there so now you guys can see it. So I'm going to cut it right here, fresh, clean razor blade. And you want to just slice right into it and get a nice, clean cut. Just like that. Right here. I don't know if it's focusing, but you can see it's at a nice angle. Just like that. And the cut went right through. You want to keep that nice and moist too. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera and we're going to go look at the actual tree. I'm going to set down my scion piece of wood. I'm going to match it up right here. So I'm going to cut it somewhere in right there. Try not to touch the cut end either. This is going to be hard to do with the camera and this thing already planted how it is. So I'm going to take it and cut the same exact cut as the other one. Alright, there we go. I just dropped the camera. So this is the old one. That's trash. And our new one fell on the floor. But let me turn this. You can see the angle right there. And you can see this angle. You want them to line up nice and tight. You can see that right there, how nice and tight those line up. If it's focused, I don't know. Alright, so you can see that this is cut right here, and it's going to line up really nice with that one. I'm going to do one more cut in this. You can wrap it like this if you want, and that'll be a good graft. I'm going to do one more cut, which makes it a little bit stronger. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Alright, got the razor knife, got this. You can see the center of the actual piece of wood right there. It's a little dark circle. So I'm going to cut right into it, going the opposite way. So I'm going in really nice and slow, just like that. So you can see I made a split in that right there. It's a nice little split. I'm going to do the same thing on the tree. Same thing on the tree. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how these two go together really nice. It's going to be really hard to see. Wish I could get the camera closer, but you're going to split this open and split that one open. And they're going to slide in really nice. So if I zoom in, get you a little closer, you can see how those are touching each other, just like that. And then we're going to wrap it. So I like to use just any kind of stretchy, they sell this stuff at any of your hardware stores. It's like for wrapping trees. So it's just stretchy green plastic, basically plastic. So I'm going to start a knot down here. Carefully you don't knock your graft out. Start a knot and leave a tail on this end, because you're going to use that to tie with later. So you're going to start by whipping this around. You want to get your graft positioned. Whoop, don't let it fall out. Make sure it stays in there. Once you get it wrapped a few times, it holds a lot better. Okay, then you just go ahead and make a simple knot with that little loop that was hanging down, the little ear. with your finish ear, and there you go. You got your graft pretty much finished. It's all tied nice and tight. And then what I do is I'm gonna go ahead, and if you want your tree to keep growing taller, don't cut the top. If you want it to fan out right away and grow more branches with the height that you like, cut the top off and it will do that. So that was just a quick video on grafting. There's all different types of cuts of grafting, different ways of doing things. You just want to make sure basically you have clean tools and you know, your cuts are lining up and you know what type of wood to use, what type of rootstock, what type of plant goes with what plant. But you guys can do all that research on the internet. So thanks for watching the videos. Any questions, comments, suggestions, put them below. Subscribe on the left hand side, and I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers. We got pears, figs, apples, more pears, some more figs, and all of this stuff growing right now in the greenhouse. It's just starting to sprout too. You can see Brussels sprouts, leeks, onions. I got right here is a pretty cool almond tree. Cheers.